What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. We are back here today with the 99 Acura TL.
And today we are going to do the camshaft position sensors and the crankshaft position sensor if we have time.
Alright, so on these vehicles, the camshaft position sensor, or as it's known in the service manual, the top dead center position sensor. You'll be looking at your connector here, and you have green, yellow, red, and black wires. And if you come on over here to the wire diagram, you have your green wire, which is positive, and your yellow, which is also positive, which is these two right here. And then if you go over here to a connector view, we have the green and yellow wires right here that go right into the connector. All right, so now we're gonna be testing and back probing this connector right here. So we have our green and yellow wires, which are positive. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna back probe it here. I'll have Colin go around and start the car, and while he's doing that, I'll plug this in. So on this vehicle, you measure in hertz. That way you can get the frequency of the connector. So if you'll notice, we're floating around about 100 to 80 hertz. And then as I rev the engine, the hertz goes up. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead now and back probe the other wire. So you can obviously disconnect your lead, take your probe out, and just gently put it in there. And come over here, put it back on. All right, so we now have the other sensor plugged in, and we're getting a different reading. Colin, you go ahead and rev it. So the reason we're testing these two different ones is there's two different sensors. If you guys remember back, there's that picture there, and you have one sensor that is right about up here, and there's one over there on the other camshaft. So that's why we're testing not just one wire, but both. All right, so the next sensor we're gonna be looking at is the crankshaft position sensor, which is located right there, right next to the crankshaft pulley. According to all data, is located on the right rear of the engine, which if you're looking at the engine, it would actually be over there and down, and behind that wheel over there. So looking at it, we can now go to the wiring diagram and see that it only has two wires coming out of it, a blue wire and a white wire. So your blue wire is your power and your white is ground. All right, so according to the picture, the crankshaft position sensor is located all the way down there. I don't know if you guys can see that rusty spot right there. Yeah, there's Colin's finger right there. Or if you come down here, you have to obviously turn the wheel, but it is located right there. Since it's in a difficult position, we will have to switch vehicles. Take off the wheel. So we will be going to this Buick LeSabre that Colin is so effortlessly portraying. And this crankshaft position sensor is located right there, which is a lot easier to back probe and pin.
So guys, we got the PICO scope right here. We're going to pin into the crankshaft position sensor, and then we're going to look at the data on here on the screen. What you're going to do is you're going to take the green wire here. It's got ground and a positive there. So we're going to connect it to a good ground. And we're going to go down here to the crankshaft position sensor. And I already got the wire we're gonna back probe. We already got it probed. And we're just gonna hook it on there. There we go. And the wire we back probed is the B pin yellow wire, and it is the number 1 signal sensor. All right, so we have the engine running now, and the PICO scope tuned to where we need it. I'm gonna have Devin rev it up, and we can watch the wave get shorter. and then it just goes back to idle. As you could have seen on the PICO scope, the crankshaft position sensor fluctuates between 0 and 6 volts consistently, but as you rev it up, the wavelengths get shorter.
Alright guys, thanks for joining us and learning about the cam and crank position sensors.
We had a pretty good time. We'll see you next time.
Like and subscribe.